Yeah, go back to that man has many devices put on the council. That's the device that people say. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shabbat Shalom, Frank Fraser. Fraser. Yeah, Frank Fraser. Shalom, bro. Shalom, shalom, Roscoe Flat. Shalom. Shalom, Candace G. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, Manzi Lafayette. Lafayette. Shalom, Manzi. Manzi Lafayette question. He said, "Can you celebrate any holidays before or after?" No, brother, we can't celebrate nothing because they all pagan. Only holidays you supposed to be celebrating is Yahweh's holidays, not the Gentile holidays. No, we got holidays that we serve Yahweh, but not the Gentile. These made up Veteran Day, Thanksgiving, all them. No, you can't participate in none of that. And I will answer that from the book a little later on. Not from my opinion, from the book. No holidays at all. Period. Before or after. All right, brother. I'll call you later. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk later on, Hebrew.
understanding his tool. Taking it back to that OT. Get up out of this Greek. You notice all that they teach. All praise to the Most High. Glory goes to the Most High. The Most High give choices. I chose mine and I started seeking. Understanding his tool. Taking it back to that OT. Get up out of this Greek. You notice all that they teach. All praise to the Most High. Glory goes to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Never go against the Most High. And folks, what it's all about. It's real noise, that time now. Stand up and start crying out. Get your soul with that knowledge. Take it, seeking that understanding. Understanding, yeah. The Greek knowledge can't teach you that. The old can't take you back. When it very first started. All the way without protocol. Understanding his Torah. It's time to wake up and help sleep. We've been sleeping too long. We're rising up, let's take it home. Rounding up the one choice. I choose the most out of everything. Don't fear in pain. I fear the most out of everything. Grab a sword, let's see. The Torah's where I want to be. Focus on the Most High. All you really need. The Most High give choices. I chose mine and I started seeking. Understanding his Torah. Taking it back to that OT. Get up out of this Greek. You notice all that they teach. All praise to the Most High. Glory goes to the Most High. The Most High give choices. I chose mine and I started seeking. Understanding his Torah. Taking it back to that OT. Get up out of this Greek. You notice all that they teach. All praise to the Most High. Glory goes to the Most High. The Most High give choices. There's life in that, then all we choose. Why listen to voices? If you trust in Yah, you won't get confused. It's crazy what people do for some likes and views. But to praise the one who made them, they fight and refuse. It's a choice made to not consider who made you. Who made the breath and blade you. Will humble or afraid you. They chose to sell their soul. Teach us lies to get paid to. We all will face the judge. Woe to those who ain't afraid to. The Most High give choices. It's not my business what you choose. But I care enough to ask, is your existence worth to lose? Lies cannot change your truth. Cannot change your truth. Hey, no one died for you. No one died for you. I'ma tell you the truth. No matter how it hurts. They say come as you are. But don't you dare not bring a purse. The whole church eating dirt but passed away in Prada shirts. If you really do observe it, cannot get no more absurd. But hey, the Most High give choices. I chose mine and I started seeking. Understanding his Torah. Taking it back to that OT. Get up out of this Greek. You notice all that they teach. All praise to the Most High. Glory goes to the Most High. The Most High give choices. I chose mine and I started seeking. Understanding his Torah. Taking it back to that OT. Get up out of this Greek. You notice all that they teach. All praise to the Most High. Glory goes to the Most High.
CJ Beats.
Shalom, brothers and sisters all over the world. I'm Yahweh being Israel. I'm a Hebrew servant of the Most High Yah. And I want to give all honor, glory, and worship and praise to Yahweh by saying hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. Now today's topic, I'm going to be talking about thus said Yahweh. Now, and I'm going to talk about the Euphrates River a little bit that's dried up. And might talk about the fake Jews, the so-called Jews, but it's going to be a strong lesson today. And I'm going to talk about some things that the world ain't never heard before. I'm going to go hard in the paint. So y'all put your seatbelts on, and I'm finna get on down through there. Yeah. Okay. First of all, I want to start off in Exodus 4. Exodus 4. Let me get it right quick. Okay, Exodus 4 and 22.
Exodus chapter 4, verse 22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith Yahweh.
Everything today gonna be about thus said Yah, meaning Yah said it, and he mean what he say, and he say what he mean, and ain't no questioning his word, because it's law. When Yahweh said, that's law. Okay, read.
Israel is my son, even my firstborn.
He told Pharaoh, Israel is my firstborn. So he never said nobody in the Quran, the New Testament, the Hadith, or the more scientific, he never called them people his son. He said the only nation on the earth is my son, is Israel. So you can throw away them other books because they don't mean nothing. Read.
And I say unto thee, let my son go.
Moses told Pharaoh, let my son go. That Yahweh said it. Read.
That he may serve me. And if thou refuse to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn.
That's right. Okay, so yeah, that's all I needed on that one. Yeah, okay, let's go to Exodus 5:1.
Exodus chapter 5, verse 1. And afterward Moses and Aaron went in and told Pharaoh, thus saith Yahweh Elohim of Israel.
Every time Moses and Aaron came to the people, they said, thus said Yah. Just like me, I'm coming and thus said Yah. So when a man come and thus said Yah, you better pay him some attention. Because I ain't saying what Paul and JC said, I said. I don't talk like that. I ain't a poot in the wind, and I don't mean nothing. It's thus said Yah.
Let my people go, that they may hold a feast unto me in the wilderness.
That's right. Let Yahweh's people go that they may serve me in the wilderness. Read.
And Pharaoh said, who is Yahweh?
Just like the Gentiles say, who is Yahweh? That actual question. They don't know nothing about Yah.
That I shall obey his voice to let Israel go.
See, this a fool talking, y'all.
I know not Yahweh.
I know you don't, but you gonna know him. The Gentiles don't know Yah, but you gonna know him. The Edomites, the Esau, they don't know Yah, but you gonna know him.
Neither will I let Israel go. And they said, the Elohim of the Hebrews hath met with us. Let us go, we pray thee.
The Hebrews, now they saying they got a thing on the internet called the Hebrews to the Negroes, right?
No, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And I might talk about that one day, but I ain't seen that, but I just heard about it. You know, the Hebrews to the Negroes. So we are the children of the Hebrews. Okay, let me go. Let's go to Exodus 7. Let's see. Exodus 7. Start at the 17, bro.
Exodus chapter 7, verse 17. Thus saith Yahweh.
I'm gonna show you thus saith Yahweh all day. Read.
And this thou shalt know that I am Yahweh.
This how you gonna know that I am Yahweh.
Behold, I will smite with the rod that is in my hand upon the waters which are in the river, and they shall be turned to blood.
That's right. When I turn this river into blood, you're gonna know this came from Yah. Okay. Exodus 9. Okay, start at the first verse.
Exodus chapter 9, verse 1. Then Yahweh said unto Moses, go in unto Pharaoh and tell him, thus saith Yahweh Elohim of the Hebrews,
The Elohim of the Hebrews.
That's what I said, wasn't it?
No, I don't think it is. Start over again.
Then Yahweh said unto Moses, go in unto Pharaoh and tell him, thus saith Yahweh Elohim of the Hebrews.
That's right. We the only one on the earth, on this planet, on this earth, that got the true and living Elohim, and we are the Hebrew people.
Let my people go.
And he told me, let my people go,
that they may serve me.
That we could serve Yah. Read.
For if thou refuse to let them go, and will hold them still, behold, the hand of Yahweh is upon thy cattle which is in the field, upon the horses, upon the asses, upon the camels, upon the oxen, and upon the sheep. There shall be a very grievous murrain.
Now watch what our God, which is Elohim, do to Pharaoh in his thing. This what Yahweh do. This some of Yahweh work. Ain't nobody can do this but Yah. Read.
And Yahweh shall sever between the cattle of Israel and the cattle of Egypt.
He gonna make a difference between the cows from Egypt, the Egyptian cows and the Hebrew cows. He gonna make a difference.
And there shall nothing die of all that is in the children of Israel.
Ain't none of our cows gonna die of the children of Israel. Why? Because we are his people. And he loved the Hebrew Israelites.
And Yahweh appointed a set time, saying, tomorrow Yahweh shall do this thing in the land.
He gonna do this thing in Egypt.
And Yahweh did that thing on the morrow.
And he did exactly what he said tomorrow, the next day.
And all the cattle of Egypt died.
All the cattle of Egypt died. Not some of them, not part of them, not most of them. All the cattle of Egypt died.
But of the cattle of the children of Israel died not one.
Then none of the Hebrew Israelites, the children of Israel, not now one of their cows died, not one.
And Pharaoh sent, and behold, there was not one of the cattle of the Israelites dead.
The Hebrew Israelite dead, because the Almighty Yahweh will fight for his people.
And the heart of Pharaoh was hardened, and he did not let the people go.
And after that, his heart was hardened, he still wouldn't let us go.
And Yahweh said unto Moses and unto Aaron, Take to you handfuls of ashes of the furnace, and let Moses sprinkle it toward the heaven in the sight of Pharaoh, and it shall become small dust in all the land of Egypt, and shall be a boil breaking forth with blains upon man and upon beast throughout all the land of Egypt.
The Almighty Yahweh plagued the whole Egypt. Every man and every beast had boils on them.
And they took ashes of the furnace and stood before Pharaoh, and Moses sprinkled it up toward heaven, and it became a boil breaking forth with blains upon man and upon beast.
Had cursed the man and the beast of Egypt.
And the magicians could not stand before Moses because of the boils.
All the wise men in Egypt, they couldn't do nothing with this.
For the boil was upon the magicians,
the smart people,
and upon all the Egyptians.
upon all the Egyptians and they smart people.
And Yahweh hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he hearkened not unto them.
And when Yahweh hardened Pharaoh's heart, he didn't listen to us.
As Yahweh had spoken unto Moses.
That's like Yahweh had told Moses what he was going to do.
And Yahweh said unto Moses.
Now this is what Yahweh told Moses, the Most High.
Rise up early in the morning.
Get up early in the morning.
And stand before Pharaoh.
And go stand before Pharaoh.
And say unto him.
And this is what you tell Pharaoh. Now Yahweh saying this.
Thus saith Yahweh Elohim of the Hebrews.
Thus said Yah of the Elohim of the Hebrews.
Let my people go.
Let you know Yahweh ain't got but one people on this earth, and them the Hebrew Israelites. He ain't got no other people. He letting you know right here, he got the Hebrew Israelites. Read.
That they may serve me.
So they can serve Yah. Keep all these laws and statute, commandment, judgment, precept, and that ain't got nothing to do with no holiday that you asked me. He didn't never tell us to celebrate Thanksgiving, Veterans Day, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Father's Day, Mother's Day, and all these pagan holidays. He never told us to do that. So that's irrelevant, these holidays in America. Read.
For I will at this time send all my plagues upon thine heart and upon thy servants and upon thy people.
He gonna send all his plagues upon this land. What verse you at?
14.
Okay.
That thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth.
That you gonna know ain't nobody like Yah. Ain't nobody on earth like Yah. All them pagan gods that these people worship on this earth, Buddha, the Muslim God, the Christian God, ain't no God like our God. That's right, you gonna know. That's what the book said.
For now I will stretch out my hand that I may smite thee and thy people with pestilence.
That's right. He gonna curse and plague these people with this.
And thou shalt be cut off from the earth.
And you're gonna be cut off from the earth, Pharaoh, and all your people.
And in very deed for this cause have I raised thee up.
And this is the only reason why I raised Moses up. He to Yahweh talking.
For to show in thee my power.
To show in Moses Yahweh power. Not nobody in the New Testament or the Quran or Hadith. He never raised nobody up in there to show his power. If he did, show it to me and I'm gonna give you $1,000. Or stop lying. Read.
And that my name may be declared throughout all the earth.
Because Moses praised Yahweh's name all the way to the grave, y'all, like I'm doing, and like you brothers on the internet. It's all about Yah and King David and nobody else. They're a false teacher, a false prophet. They talking about anything else. It's Yahweh and King David, and that's it, and that's all. Let's go to Exodus 10:3. I'm going to show y'all all day that Yah said it. Read.
Exodus chapter 10, verse 3.
No, I mean, 3.
And Moses and Aaron came in unto Pharaoh and said unto him, Thus saith Yahweh Elohim of the Hebrews.
Thus saith Yahweh Elohim of the Hebrews.
How long wilt thou refuse to humble thyself before me? Let my people go, that they may serve me.
That's right, all the way. Okay, Exodus, let's see. Exodus 11 and 14. I mean 11 and 4. Oh. Yeah.
Exodus chapter 11, verse 4. And Moses said, Thus saith Yahweh,
Thus said Yah.
about midnight will I go out into the midst of Egypt, and all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die.
All the firstborn of Egypt going to die. This is a plague and a curse from Yah. He killed all of them.
From the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill,
The biggest and the lowest.
and all the firstborn of beasts. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like, nor shall be like it any more.
Can you imagine the Almighty Yahweh doing it to the United States? Kill all the firstborn and all that. That's just like he did in Egypt. Can you picture that in your mind? Read.
But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that Yahweh doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
The Almighty make a difference between the Hebrews and the Christians, the Hebrews and the Muslims, the Hebrews and the Messianic, the Hebrews and anything and anybody else, Hebrews and the Chinese, the Puerto Rican, the Mexican, the Japanese, the Africans, the Ethiopian. He make a difference between, read that again, that's corn there, 7.
But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast.
That's right. Ain't nothing going to happen to the children of Israel. Read.
That ye may know how,
That you may know, not guess, you going to know.
that ye may know how that Yahweh do put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
He make a difference between the Hebrews and everybody else. That's right. He make a difference. The book said, I didn't tell it to you, I showed it to you. Or what was that? I say that was Exodus 11?
Yeah.
Okay, go to 32. Exodus 32. Uh, 27.
Exodus chapter 32, verse 27. And he said unto them, Thus saith Yahweh Elohim of Israel, Put every man his sword by his side, and go in and out from gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor.
Yahweh said it. Read.
And the children of Levi did according to the word of Moses, and there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men.
And why did they do according to the word of Moses? Because what Moses got it from Yah. Yah told him to tell him that. That's when he did it. Okay. Yeah, that's all I needed. Okay, let's go to Joshua. All day today, y'all, we're going to say, Thus said Yah. And boy, I got some corn down through here. I'm going to talk about some things they ain't never heard before. I guarantee you ain't heard this before. When I get through teaching, what I say, Joshua, yeah. Joshua 7. Uh, 7 and 13.
Joshua chapter 7, verse 13. Up, sanctify the people, and say, Sanctify yourselves against tomorrow, for thus saith Yahweh Elohim of Israel, There is an accursed thing in the midst of thee, O Israel. Thou canst not stand before thy enemies until ye take away the accursed thing from among you.
Now, this cursed thing is coming from somebody stole some and had it inside the house, but that's a whole new subject. But I ain't got time to get off into this cursed thing, but I'm letting you know that thus said Yah said it. Okay, let's go to Joshua 24. Okay, yeah, just Joshua 24 and 2.
Joshua chapter 24, verse 2. And Joshua said unto all the people,
To all the people.
Thus saith Yahweh Elohim of Israel,
Thus said Yah to all the people. Read.
Your fathers dwelt on the other side of the flood in old time,
In old time,
even Terah,
even Terah.
the father of Abraham,
Abraham's father's name was Terah,
and the father of Nachor,
and it was his brother, Abraham's brother.
and they served other deities.
They served other gods. Abraham's father was an idolater. He was a pagan worshiper. He served other gods. He lived to get 205 years old, and Abraham died at 175. Now read that again. Did y'all know that Abraham's father Terah was an idolater, served another god? He didn't serve the God of Yah. Read.
And Joshua said unto all the people, Thus saith Yahweh Elohim of Israel, your fathers dwelt on the other side of the flood in old time, even Terah, the father of Abraham, and the father of Nachor, and they served other deities.
They served other God. They didn't serve the God of Israel. That's right. Abraham's father was an idolater. Okay, what was that? That was let's go to Judge. Let me see. Let me get it. Judge. Let me see. Oh yeah, Judges 6 and 7.
Judges chapter 6, verse 7. And it came to pass when the children of Israel cried unto Yahweh because of the Midianites.
See, when we cried to Yah,
that Yahweh sent a prophet unto the children of Israel.
And he always sent us a prophet.
Which said unto them, Thus saith Yahweh Elohim of Israel.
And this prophet going to be saying, Thus saith Yah. Read that again because I was talking.
That Yahweh sent a...
Right, you're right.
Yahweh sent a prophet unto the children of Israel.
He always sent us a prophet, the children of Israel.
Which said unto them.
And this what the prophet going to say. The first thing the prophet going to say, he ain't going to say nothing but this.
Thus saith Yahweh Elohim of Israel, I brought you up from Egypt and brought you forth out of the house of bondage, and I delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians and out of the hand of all that oppressed you, and drave them out from before you, and gave you their land.
That's right, and gave us their land. All right, thus said Yah. Okay, go to 1 Samuel. You got to come in the name of Yah. Ain't no other way to teach this book or be about nothing. You got to be thus said Yah, because if you ain't thus said Yah, you lying. 1 Samuel, that's what I said. Let's see. First Samuel 2. Oh, let's see. Okay, let's start at the 25th verse. 1 Samuel 2 and 25.
1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 25. If one man sin against if one man sin against another, the judge shall judge him. But if a man sin against Yahweh, who shall entreat for him?
That's right. Read.
Notwithstanding, they hearkened not unto the voice of their father, because Yahweh would slay them. And the child Samuel grew on, and was in favor both with Yahweh and also with man. And there came a man of Elohim unto Eli, and said unto him, Thus saith Yahweh,
Thus saith Yah.
Did I plainly appear unto the house of thy father when they were in Egypt in Pharaoh's house?
That's right. You notice everybody that came, they came in thus saith Yah. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's go to 1 Samuel 10. First Samuel 10 and 18.
1 Samuel chapter 10, verse 18, and said unto the children of Israel, Thus saith Yahweh Elohim of Israel, I brought up Israel out of Egypt and delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians and out of the hand of all kingdoms and of them that oppressed you.
And he gonna do the same thing that he did in Egypt. He gonna do it in the United States. He gonna thus say y'all gonna bring us up out of here.
And ye have this day rejected your Elohim, who himself saved you out of all your adversities and your tribulations. And ye have said unto him, Nay, but set a king over us. Now therefore present yourselves before Yahweh by your tribes and by your thousands.
See how dumb these people were? They want a king. Yahweh done delivered them and did everything for them, but they still want to serve somebody else. Boy. Okay, 1 Samuel 15. 15. Okay. First Samuel 15 and 1.
1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1. Samuel also said unto Saul, Yahweh sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of Yahweh. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts.
Thus said Yahweh. That's what he started off with. He didn't say nobody else. He said, thus said Yah.
I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt. Now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass.
Okay, and he didn't do that. But he said, thus said Yah, say go do it. But he didn't do it. Okay, let's go to 2 Samuel. Second Samuel. I'll say 2 Samuel 7. Let's go to 2 Samuel. I think I might want to read them. See. Let's start the first verse. Yeah.
2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 1. And it came to pass when the king sat in his house, and Yahweh had given him rest round about from all his enemies, that the king said unto Nathan the prophet, See now, I dwell in the house of cedar, but the ark of Elohim dwelleth within curtains. And Nathan said to the king, Go, do all that is in thy heart, for Yahweh is with thee.
Yahweh is with King David.
And it came to pass that night that the word of Yahweh came unto Nathan, saying,
Now watch with this. He came to him in the middle of the night saying, now watch this corn.
Go and tell my servant David.
Yahweh say, go and tell my servant David. Read.
Thus saith Yahweh.
Thus said Yah. He can't, boy, listen, I got the chills every time I hear it. Thus said Yah.
Shalt thou build me a house for me to dwell in?
Should you build me a house to live in?
Whereas I have not dwelt in any house since the time that I brought up the children of Israel out of Egypt, even to this day, but have walked in a tent and in a tabernacle.
Yahweh said, I walk in the tent and the tabernacle, but I don't walk in no church or no building. I walk in the tent and the tabernacle. He ain't studying no church. So you can tear all them down because the Most High ain't there. He ain't in nobody's church. That's what the book just said. Read that again.
Whereas I have not dwelt in any house since the time that I brought up the children of Israel out of Egypt, even to this day.
Even to right now today.
But have walked in a tent and a tabernacle.
I walk in a tent and a tabernacle. That's what Yahweh said now. That's what the book said. What was that, 2 Samuel? Let's go to, let me see. I think I want 12. Okay. 2 Samuel, chapter 12. Let's start at 7 verse.
2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 7. And Nathan said to David, Thou art the man. Thus saith Yahweh Elohim of Israel.
Now this one David is seeing, y'all.
I anointed thee king over Israel, and I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul, and I gave thee thy master's house, and thy master's wives into thy bosom.
Then mean he gave King David everything. Yahweh gave him everything. What verse you at?
8.
Okay.
And gave thee the house of Israel and of Judah. And if that had been too little, I would moreover have given unto thee such and such things.
And if that wasn't enough, King David, I would have gave you more than that. Watch this, y'all.
Wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of Yahweh,
You have hated the commandments of Yah.
to do evil in his sight?
And this is the evil that King David did.
Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword,
You have slain Uriah the Hittite with the sword,
and hast taken his wife to be thy wife,
and you have taken his wife to be his wife.
and hast slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon. Now therefore the sword shall never depart from thine house, because thou hast despised me, and hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife.
You had sinned against Yah when you had that man killed and took his wife. Now that's what King David did.
Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thy own house, and I will take thy wives before thine eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor.
And he did take King David's wives and give them to his sons.
And he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of this son.
Yeah, so really, I was just showing you one of the sins that King David had committed in the eyes of Yah. But don't get it twisted. The Almighty still love King David to this day. Don't get it twisted, because I'm gonna show you on down through here, boy. He's still his right hand man, even though he's sinned. And we all have sinned against Yah. You, me, and the whole world. Ain't a person on earth that's living or dead that ain't never disrespected Yah or violated Yahweh's laws. So we all have did it. Okay, that was 2 Samuel, the 12.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to 1 Kings. So don't get it twisted. You think the Almighty Yahweh don't love David to this day. I'm going to show you. Just because your kids and your children violate and disrespect you, that don't mean you don't still love them. You might beat their tail, but you still gonna love them. And Yahweh the same way. He beat our tail, but he still loves us. So don't get it twisted. Because his mercy endure forever. The Almighty don't stay mad forever. Because he's a merciful Elohim. Let's see, did I say 1 Kings 14 and 7.
1 Kings chapter 14, verse 7. Go, tell Jeroboam, thus saith Yahweh Elohim of Israel,
Thus said Yah.
for as much as I exalted thee from among the people, and made thee prince over my people Israel, and rent the kingdom away from the house of David, and gave it thee, and yet thou hast not been as my servant David, who kept my commandments, and who followed me with all his heart, to do that only which was right in my eyes.
Now that's after that. After he got that whooping from Yah, he was 100 through the whole flick, all the way to the grave, Yah. When he did them sins, he ain't never sinned no more. And that's what this talking about. Now read it again.
And rent the kingdom away from the house of David, and gave it thee, and yet thou hast not been as my servant David, who kept my commandments, and who followed me with all his heart.
You ain't been like King David that followed me with all of your heart.
To do that only which was right in my eyes.
That's right, to do right when the Yahweh eyes.
But hast done evil above all that were before thee, for thou hast gone and made other deities.
King David never did that.
And molten images.
King David never did that.
To provoke me to anger.
And he didn't get it right.
And hast cast me behind thy back.
He never did that. Okay. That was 1 Kings.
Yeah.
17 or 14. Let me see. Go to 17. 1 Kings 17. Kings 17 and 14. Okay, yeah, I want 1 Kings 17 and 14.
1 Kings chapter 17, verse 14. For thus saith Yahweh Elohim of Israel, the bearer of meal shall not waste, neither shall the cruse of oil fail, until the day that Yahweh sendeth rain upon the earth. And she went and did according to the saying of Elijah, and she and he and her house did eat many days. And the bearer of meal wasted not, neither did the cruse of oil fail, according to the word of Yahweh, which he spake by Elijah. And it came to pass after these things that the son of the woman, the mistress of the house, fell sick, and his sickness was sore, that there was no breath left in him. And she said unto Elijah, What have I to do with thee, O thou man of Elohim? Art thou come unto me to call my sin to remembrance, and to slay my son?
What verse you at?
19.
Okay.
And he said unto her, Give me thy son. And he took him out of her bosom, and carried him up into a loft where he abode, and laid him upon his own bed. And he cried unto Yahweh, and said, O Yahweh my Elohim, hast thou also brought evil upon the widow with whom I sojourned, by slaying her son? And he stretched himself upon the child 3 times, and cried unto Yahweh, and said, O Yahweh my Elohim, I pray thee, let this child's soul come in, let this child's soul come into him again. And Yahweh heard the voice of Elijah, and the soul of the child came into him again.
Now this a dead child that the Most High Yah heard Elijah, and he awoke the child. Read.
And he revived. And Elijah took the child, and brought him down out of the chamber into the house, and delivered him unto his mother. And Elijah said, See, thy son liveth.
That's right.
And the woman said to Elijah, Now by this I know that thou art a man of Elohim, and that the word of Yahweh is and that the word of Yahweh in thy mouth is truth.
That's right. In truth. That's right. That was corn right there, boy. Listen to Elijah and woke that son up, that dead baby up. Okay, that was 17. Let me go to 20. That was 1 Kings 1.
Yeah.
I think it was 2 Kings. Let's see. 2 Kings 20. Yeah, 2 Kings 20 and 1.
2 Kings chapter 20, verse 1. And those days was Hezekiah sick unto death.
Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah.
And the prophet Isaiah the son of Amos came to him, and said unto him, Thus saith Yahweh, Set thine house in order, for thou shalt die and not live.
You ain't gonna live.
Then he turned his face to the wall, and prayed unto Yahweh, saying,
Turn to the east.
I beseech thee,
I beg thee, Yah.
O Yahweh, remember now how I have walked before thee in truth and with a perfect heart,
I have been 100. I've been perfect in heart. Did everything you said, Yah.
and have done that which is good in thy sight.
I did everything good. I didn't go to church. I didn't believe in the New Testament. I didn't believe in the Quran. I didn't believe in these pagan holidays. I kept all your laws and statutes, precepts, and judgment, commandments. I wasn't calling myself no Christian or Baptist or Mormon or Muslim or none of that junk. I ain't did none of that. Read.
And Hezekiah wept sore. And it came to pass, after Isaiah was going out into the middle court, that the word of Yahweh came to him, saying, Turn again, and tell Hezekiah the captain of my people, Thus saith Yahweh,
Thus said Yah. That's what I'm talking about right there.
the Elohim of David thy father.
The Elohim of David. The Almighty got love for David.
I have heard thy prayer.
I heard your prayer, Hezekiah.
I have seen thy tears.
I seen the tears running down your face.
Behold, I will heal thee.
I will heal thee. Why? Because you was 100 in the eyes of Yah. Read.
On the third day thou shalt go up unto the house of Yahweh, and I will add unto thy days 15 years.
I'm gonna give you 15 more years to live.
And I will deliver thee and this city out of the hand of the king of Assyria.
Now watch this.
And I will defend this city for my own sake, and for my servant David's
For
sake.
my servant David's sake. He gonna do this because of David. For King David's sake. Boy, that's corn right there. Okay, that was let's go to 1 Kings 21. Yeah, 20. Start the first verse.
2 Kings chapter 21, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Manasseh was 12 years old when he began to reign,
It's a 12-year-old king when he began to reign.
and reigned 55 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Hephzibah, and he did that which was evil in the sight of Yahweh,
He did evil. This 12-year-old boy did evil in the sight of Yah.
after the abominations of the heathen.
He did just like the Gentile, the heathen. That's right. Evil, when you fall out to the Gentiles, you do evil in the eyes of Yah.
Whom Yahweh cast out before the children of Israel. For he built up again the high places which Hezekiah his father had destroyed, and he reared up altars for Baal, and made a grove, as did Ahab king of Israel,
In other words, you built church houses and you had pictures of JC and all these other false gods, right?
and worship all the hosts of heaven,
And you worship the sun, the moon, and the stars, just like the Muslims do. The half moon and the stars in heaven. You worship the stuff that's in heaven.
and served them.
And you serve the stuff that's in heaven, what Yahweh made, the sun, moon, and the stars.
And he built altars in the house of Yahweh, of which Yahweh said, in Jerusalem will I put my name. And he built altars for all the host of heaven in the two courts of the house of Yahweh. And he made his son pass through the fire.
That's right. He cremated his own son.
And observed times.
And you kept up with time.
And used enchantments, and dealt with familiar spirits and wizards.
Witchcraft, voodoo, black magic, and all this junk.
He wrought much wickedness in the sight of Yahweh.
You did everything wrong in the eyes of Yah.
To provoke him to anger. And he set a graven image of the grove that he had made in the house.
You set up a graven image, a picture or a statue of a man or somebody.
Of which Yahweh said to David and to Solomon his son, in this house and in Jerusalem, which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel, will I put my name forever. Neither will I make the feet of Israel move any more out of the land which I gave their fathers, only if they will observe to do according to all that I have commanded them, and according to all the law that my servant Moses commanded them.
Do the law.
But they hearkened not.
But they didn't do the law.
And Manasseh seduced them to do more evil than all the nations whom Yahweh destroyed before the children of Israel.
Yeah, wouldn't follow Yahweh at all.
And Yahweh spake by his servants the prophets, saying, because Manasseh king of Judah have done these abominations, and have done wickedly above all that the Amorites did, which were before him, and have made Judah also to sin with his idols.
Because he was a king and they followed after him. So whatever he did, the Judah did.
Therefore, thus saith Yahweh Elohim of Israel.
That's what I'm talking about. Thus said Yahweh. Read.
Behold, I am bringing such evil upon Jerusalem and Judah.
That's when he bring evil upon them.
That whosoever heareth of it, both his ears shall tingle.
When you hear about this evil, you ain't gonna believe. Your ears gonna tingle.
And I will stretch over Jerusalem the line of Samaria, and the plummet of the house of Ahab. And I will wipe Jerusalem as a man wipeth a dish, wiping it and turning it upside down.
And that's what he did.
And I will forsake the remnant of my inheritance, and deliver them into the hand of their enemies.
To the Gentiles.
And they shall become a prey and a spoil to all their enemies.
That's right. The lowest man on the totem pole gonna be getting over on you.
Because they have done that which was evil in my sight, and have provoked me to anger, since the day their fathers came forth out of Egypt.
And they're still doing it today, doing evil in the sight of Yah, calling up on Hamashiach, talking about the New Testament is our book. We're going by the Quran. I'm going to church. I'm going to celebrate Easter and Halloween and doing all these evils today, right now. Read.
even unto this day.
They doing wrong right now today. Ain't nothing changed.
Moreover, Manasseh shed innocent blood very much, till he had filled Jerusalem from one end to another.
Killing innocent people for no reason.
Beside his sin wherewith he made Judah to sin, and doing that which was evil in the sight of Yahweh.
And doing evil in the sight of Yah, right? Still today. Okay, let's go to First Chronicles. Let's see. Still doing evil to this day. Okay, 17:1. First Chronicles 17:1.
First Chronicles chapter 17, verse 1. Now it came to pass, as David sat in his house, that David said to Nathan the prophet, Lo, I dwell in a house of cedars, but the ark of the covenant of Yahweh remaineth under curtains. Then Nathan said unto David, Do all that is in thy heart, for Elohim is with thee.
He what? He with David. Did he say that?
Yeah.
Okay, say it again.
Then Nathan said unto David, Do all that is in thy heart, for Elohim is with thee.
Elohim is with David. Read.
And it came to pass the same night that the word of Elohim came to Nathan, saying, Go and tell David my servant, Thus saith Yahweh,
Thus said Yah.
Thou shalt not build me a house to dwell in, for I have not dwelt in a house since the day that I brought up Israel unto this day, but have gone from tent to tent,
tent to tent,
and from one tabernacle to another.
That's right.
Wheresoever I have walked with all Israel, spake I a word to any of the judges of Israel, whom I commanded to feed my people, saying, Why have ye not built me a house of cedars? Now therefore thus shalt thou say unto my servant David, Thus saith Yahweh of hosts,
This what you tell David. Thus said Yah.
I took thee from the sheepcote, even from following the sheep.
I took you from the sheep, David,
that thou shouldest be ruler over my people Israel.
I took you from the sheep to rule over my people.
And I have been with thee whithersoever thou hast walked.
And Yahweh said, I've been with David wherever you walk.
And have cut off all thy enemies from before thee.
And I have killed all your enemies, David, King David, because I love you and I'm still with you.
And have made thee a name like the name of the great men that are in the earth.
And I made you the Messiah, King David, King David. Dawid would be in Hebrew, Dawid. That's his name in Hebrew, Dawid.
Also I will ordain a place for my people Israel, and will plant them, and they shall dwell in their place, and shall be moved no more.
We going back home to Jerusalem. When you get there, King David, you're going to be the Messiah.
Neither shall the children of wickedness waste them any more, as at the beginning, and since the time that I commanded judges to be over my people Israel.
And that's all I needed right there. Yeah. Okay, let's go to First Chronicles 18. I think I want First Chronicles 18. That's it. 18:6. Okay, yeah.
First Chronicles chapter 18, verse 6. Then David put garrisons in Syria, Damascus, and the Syrians became David's servants and brought gifts. Thus Yahweh preserved David whithersoever he went.
He preserved David wherever he went. Everywhere he went, he preserved David. Skip on down to 13 and 14 and see what they say.
Verse 13. And he put garrisons in Edom, and all the Edomites became David's servants.
There Esau became David's servant.
Thus Yahweh preserved David whithersoever he went.
He preserved David wherever he went, put him up, took care of him, looked out for him, preserved him.
So David reigned over all Israel and executed judgment and justice among all his people.
Okay, I go to First Chronicles 21. Let's see. Okay, no, I don't think I want that. Let's go to Second Chronicles. Did I say 20? Let me see. Let me see what's going on. 20 and 15. No. That's Second Chronicles. Let me see. Let me get it right. Let me see if that's what I want. Second Chronicles 20. Now let me see. Let's go to Second Chronicles 34. Let me see if let's see. $34 and 23. Okay, yes. Second Chronicles 34 and 23.
Second Chronicles chapter 30.